campaign that we call #Killer. And this is really created around the show Psych. Psych is a buddy show with James O'Day and Lake Hill, who you can see here. And James O'Day plays a fake psychic detective that basically helps the Santa Barbara Police Department solve crimes. It's a comedy written by Steve Franks, very funny. He actually wrote Big Daddy. So it has a really strong kind of quirky feel to it that actually has a really great 18 to 34 demographic following. About 1.3 to 1.4 million people in that demographic tune in every Wednesday night. So what we decided to do, and we're going into our 6.5 season right now, is create a storyline that actually takes place in the virtual world. So rather than just a story taking place on air every single Wednesday night, the story takes place across multiple platforms from Facebook, Twitter, videos, games, mobile devices, and unfolds across all of those platforms. So really a transmedia storytelling type of execution here. But it's all happening in real time. So really what the goal here is to draw users in to help Sean and Gus solve a mystery. A person calling himself the #Killer starts taunting Sean and Gus on their Facebook fan page and Twitter feed. And basically Sean and Gus go on a cross-country spree to try to catch the #Killer. When you go into the experience for the first time, you're actually brought into what is basically a television experience. You're basically presented with a 4-minute video that looks exactly like the show. So we went up to Vancouver, shot with talent, the entire intro to this entire experience, and then actually subsequently shot over 40 minutes of custom content that, when pulled together and added in with the rest of the content, constitutes the real multi-platform episode that we created here. So users actually log in with Facebook Connect, so we're actually able to utilize the Open Graph to bring the experience to it. So the entire script was actually broken out into 140 character pieces. So each one of the characters in the script was actually promoted in the same way that you're reading your Facebook timeline or you're actually reading everything on Twitter. So interactions between all the different show characters, Sean and Gus, happen in little biteable 140 character bits that you can share on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Google+. And by using the Open Graph, users were brought into the story, so Sean and Gus actually interacted with you in real time. So they asked you questions. They asked you which way they should go, left or right. Should we go to Ohio? Should we go to Iowa? The more you interacted, the more points you earned to basically bring yourself up the leaderboards. So you're going through the video experience, the textual experience. You're getting messages, incoming calls on the phone, and you're collecting pieces of evidence to try to track down this person before they kill somebody every single week. Really interactive aspect of it is because it is happening and rolling out in real time, you can't just sit down on a Wednesday and basically go through the whole experience. You've got to go back continually through the experience as though you're interacting with the show characters like they're your friends. So basically 8 o'clock in the morning, that's when the story begins from Sean and Gus, and they start interacting with you, asking you questions, bringing you to the next point in the storyline, and then throughout the entire day, we're releasing more pieces of content every single day, 7 days a week. So each week, it brings you to a new city, and you basically have to try to track down the killer before they kill somebody. They ended up killing about 7 victims through the entire experience over 7 weeks. And we had a little twist on #Killer in that the dead body that was in the crime scene at the end of every week didn't really have a face. You could see a blonde woman lying on the floor face down. And instead of revealing this woman as an actor, we actually pulled a blonde person, a blonde woman, from the leaderboards in #Killer. So what we did is we basically brought 7 users of the entire platform into the storytelling experience, basically immortalizing these big Psych fans as part of the overall story. The first person we killed, her name was Mock Turtle Power. And little did we know, but Mock Turtle Power actually had 75,000 followers on Facebook and had a Psych fan page and radio station that she used. So we were very lucky in the fact that we actually picked the perfect person to really help catapult this experience to a whole new stratosphere. When we launched this on September 28th on a Wednesday, #Killer, the hashtag itself, was a trending topic worldwide on Twitter because of all the passionate fan bases that we had in the Psych fans. They call themselves psychos. So up on the screen are social reach of the whole campaign, about close to 400,000 shares on Facebook through 58 million friends. So that's basically sharing funny clips they saw from the experience, quotes they're pulling from the experience, and the fact that they're checking into the experience or being killed in the experience. 270,000 Twitter shares to 20 million followers. We're talking right now close to 80 million exposures across a social media platform over 7 weeks. That really is the power of social platforms in driving engagement with this brand and then subsequently tune in. 60% of users basically returned about 5+ times. 15% came back every single day. And I think that's the really important aspect here. Every single day, somebody is coming back into this experience. Loyal fan base, being reminded every day that, hey, I'm really engaged with Psych in the Psych television show, and I want to figure out how I can expose myself and engage with this thing all the time. It was really powerful to see that number happen. 18 million total minutes spent across the entire story. So that's a lot of storytelling. That was very customized to all 400,000 different people. So at the end of the day, what does that really mean for us? We had 400,000 people in the 18 to 34 demographic engaging with #killer. That's about a third of the entire 18 to 34 demographic, 30% basically. And when you're an advertiser on air and you're trying to reach that demographic, wouldn't you want to think that you want to hit people where